when the blessings accrue. Hey, who you talking to? Just know I ain't no regular fool. Could be anything in the world, but I can never be you, because I stand tall like I'm on my tiptoes, baby. You think a little too small, I got big goals, baby. Ain't where the money at, look, I just need the info. Pronto, I go and get it and split it with my kinfolk daily. And I'm the type of that might change my number on you. Yeah, that's how you react when people took a slumber on you. Pretty brown skin, baby, I can see the summer on you. You see all the bread and I know it make you wonder, don't you, don't you, don't you? Ooh, I ain't surprised at all. Seen them rise and fall. Went up the mountain, it wasn't hard to climb at all. At the top, I found some relief. I finally got some peace. Carry on, but please don't mess up the mood. Yeah.
Good. Well, I almost want to say good night, but I don't want y'all to go to sleep. So, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Chronicles of a Black Sheep. Tonight, we do apologize for our tardiness, but we had a 7:00 episode that ran over some, so we also needed, potty.
Yeah, it was fire. It was fire.
Yeah,
definitely.
And the bladder ain't like it used to be, so we needed a break between, so we and make
intermission.
Good. So here we are. Shout out. Let me go ahead and put this out before we get started. Good. So peep our mental health shirts for tonight. Yes, we are rocking them tonight for, of course, mental health awareness. We purchased the shirts from Vera Best Clothing. This is a clothing line from a friend of mine, Doug, that is retired military, and he just recently started this. He has shirts, hats, and pullovers. So I can post the link in the comments later, but check him out. Support a Black man, Black business. So we'll go ahead and get started. We got DW on tonight. We got Nika Pinks. And shout out to Mr. Dunaway in his absence tonight. But a Black man getting about his business and making his money. So that's what's up. Also tonight, our host had a family emergency, so they won't be on tonight. But we are going to go on anyhow, and definitely send our love and prayers to that direction. So we'll go ahead and get started. Tonight, again, mental health. We have hit some interesting topics. Subjects had some discussions. Our last one was very informative. Thank you to Neil as well as Francine for coming on tonight. We had a great conversation, and that needs to be a part 2 by itself, because the information is there and is a lot of it. So we might have to work that out. So tonight we wanted to talk about basically is trigger what? Do you know what your triggers are? Self-care for yourself for mental health. So we're going to hit those, discuss our own personals, what we do, how we function. And we definitely ask for y'all to hit the comments, so and voice y'all's. So Mr. Matter of fact, Nika Peaks, how you want to start tonight off?
You would
yes,
have me started off tonight. You know what? I won't even tell a story. I'm not even good at that at all. I don't even know where it's so much to mental health, and we've talked about so much. I don't even know where to even begin with it, because it's a lot.
I call bullshit.
You got an echo?
Yeah, you heard it? You want to say it again? Say it again?
Something wrong with your mic.
No, you heard exactly what I said. You know what sets you off? Let's stop pity patting and doing jumping jacks and trying to be all dainty and easy. No, what sets you off? Like, what takes you to that level of What? Well, I shouldn't say. What knocks you off your mental health balance?
Hmm.
Your balance mentally.
Who? Well, um, it can be a few. It's different stuff, you
Mm.
know. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, we all have those things with our jobs that kind of trigger us and take us there. You know, I'd rather be sitting at home with a bank full of money where I ain't got to worry about going on. So yeah, that's one of the things that set me off sometimes, you know,
That part.
realizing it's Sunday night and damn, I gotta go to work tomorrow. That can set me off.
Ooh.
Um,
So is it the
I, you ain't even finished the first question before you start finna run into
look,
the
he
next
went,
question. Look at you.
oh,
Look at you.
my bad? All right, go ahead.
I
You
was
gotta
about to
wait when
say
she finished.
it's a lot.
Mm.
It's a lot, but it's a little. And a lot don't know, but I hit the reset button. So I have a 17-year-old, I have a 10-year-old, and I have a 3-year-old. That 3-year-old hits my button and sets me off. Um, that's another one. We'll get into that a little bit later. Um, you know, sometimes we'll have those family members that just
Mm.
you
You
got to
jumping out
press that
early.
button and be like, I'm gonna call them back a little bit later because right now I'm just not mentally ready to deal with that bullshit. So I can say those are three right now that I can just off the top of my head acknowledge.
So what
Wait,
about you, Tassie? Are
I was
you?
just gonna say, cause
I'm about to, woo,
you
I'm about to fire off. I'm about to
woo,
fire off.
He
see,
stay ready. He like,
man, he like a gun that's cocked and loaded, just like Draco. Like he
Yeah,
ready
I'm about to fire off.
he's on
for
go.
me. Yes, for me, my job definitely. Um, bullshit and shenanigans. That bullshit and shenanigans.
Explain, explain. Because what you might think is bullshit, somebody else might think is just normal.
And that's true too. But that's why I said bullshit and shenanigans is my shit.
Well,
So,
shenanigans could be, yeah.
okay, hold on. Bullshit and shenanigans is shit where common sense should be there. And I know common sense ain't common. God, I do. But where common sense should exist and it don't, that's that bullshit. Shenanigans is that stuff that people do when you know better, but you do it anyway, but you know better, and then you want somebody to come in with they cape and come save your ass. That's the shenanigans. I don't like bullshit and shenanigans.
Mm.
I don't. Being lied on. I hate for somebody to lie on me. That's one of them things that it will take me there. Yeah. Granted, I'm not going to preach to you whether if it's I know it's not the truth, but I ain't gonna try and be all I didn't do this and this and let me show you this and these credentials. Anybody know me know that I come with receipts, but I ain't gonna do it. But don't lie on me because that will you be almost about to get dotted in your eye for real. Um, those are the main ones. But I agree where Shanika says that people just times that vibe and that aura can be a trigger for you. Just walk in the room and you be like,
Instantly mad.
yeah, that kind of thing. So yeah, so that's for me. But what about for you, sir?
Cock and
Uh,
get loaded. You ready?
Draco.
so I
Uh-uh.
think,
Uh-uh.
wait,
Answer,
wait, wait,
answer
wait.
your own question. You finna answer
I'm
your
about
own
to answer my own question. I'm
Okay,
about to
just
answer my
making
own
sure.
question before you start. But so when I think of triggers, I think of things that, because like everything that y'all said is again, those are your triggers. But I look at them like those are just everyday stressors. Yes, we don't like our job. We feel like we can do something else. We feel like we're supposed to be. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I'm gonna use myself for an example. I get frustrated with my job because I know that I was destined to be something else, but because of my immaturity and my arrogance and my uh, assholism and my other adjectives you want to name,
Okay,
I made some.
your mic,
What?
because we was hearing them bits and pieces of that true life confection. Yo,
Mm-hmm.
What's up with my mic? Yeah, I think. See, I'm telling y'all,
that
it's a
Korean mic.
conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
It's
Can y'all
so
hear me now?
We can hear you now.
yeah,
All right.
we got you. We
So,
hear you.
like I was saying before, my mic started hating on me. Um, it's those are everyday stressors. Like I said, for me, like everything that I did, the decisions I made in my life have me in this situation where I'm at right now. So I feel that I was destined for something better, more prosperous. But again, because I made uh decisions, here I am. But when I think of triggers, I think of what can take me from being an 8 to being a 4. And it's like um with that, it's like things that I hold dear, like family, like life, friends, like that, and friends, relationships. That those things take me from, they throw me off my mental health balance, as you can say. So
Hmm.
those are my triggers. Like all this other shit. Like I and I guess it comes from the growing up in the environment that I grew up. I have a hustler's mentality when it comes to money, and it frustrates a lot of people because I come from the mindset of if I got it once, I could get it again,
Hmm.
legal or illegal. So I'm not too pressed on money. So when it comes, so but yeah,
Okay, okay.
but
Just making sure my ears working. That's all. There's nothing.
okay, I'm lost because y'all making faces.
No, because you said legally and illegally, and that's why I was like,
Oh,
I thought I.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's
That's,
why
And
I
I
said,
had to tell her she heard
but
me
no,
right. I
oh
was
that,
like, yeah.
yeah.
no. But I'm saying that's the mentality that I grew up with, grew out of. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay.
so I was like that, and that's why, like, again, these are your triggers and these are my triggers. So yeah,
Yeah, which
Mhm.
everybody's triggers are different.
different. Hmm.
You know, somebody can. I know some people that somebody can sneeze or be smacking
But
over
then
relationships.
the question
And
is it deeper? Is it deeper than that? Then if somebody that is that wound tight, is that really a trigger, or is it something that's deeper in them that hasn't been resolved?
I think it could be both. And I say that in the aspect of if it hasn't been resolved, that's why it's a trigger.
Hmm.
Now, granted, some stuff is just annoying when you hearing somebody and you out eating and you hearing.
That's not a trigger. That's fucking annoying. That's no. That's just no, annoying and no fucking home training. Like for real. Like, and I get it. I understand. Some people they have been blessed with more teeth than other folks, and so I understand. So sometimes it's like I got that,
Did you really
but
say
when you,
teeth?
yeah, I know I got a big ass mouth. Shit, see, but
Well,
go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll back up and explain the reasons for mine because I know in the
Hmm.
beginning you kind of said like it's everyday stuff that happens.
Right.
Um, but I think it becomes a trigger when other things are attached to it. Like for
Mhm.
one, like I said, my job. Sundays I get this moment and it sends me somewhere. And it sends me to that place because I know I need this job or a job to sustain my livelihood, to pay my bills, to do all this stuff to keep my household afloat. So sometimes being somewhere that you don't want to be or doing something you don't really want to do, that's where it comes in and being a trigger or a stressor because it's like, I'd rather not do this, but I'm doing it because I have to.
Mm.
And even the part with when it comes to, I hate the sound, not saying it just like in a negative way, even like my 3-year-old. Okay, for me, it's a stressor. It could be considered a trigger. I have a 17-year-old. 17 was different than the 10. 10 is definitely different than parenting now having a 3-year-old. So those things that used to work that I did for the other two, this little boy over here, it's a totally different thing. So I cannot do the same things with him that I did with them that worked. So now me trying to find another way to make everything flow the way it needs to flow can be stressful. And it can trigger a different side of me, anxiety and me getting depressed, like, damn, sometimes I do have those moments where I'm like, I really hit the reset button on my life. Like I was out of diapers. I was out of, the not being able to take care of and for myself. I hit this reset button and now I'm doing it all over again. That can be stressful. Hell, you don't know how many times I've sat and said, and I love my son. Don't get me wrong. I love him to pieces. So glad he's here. But when I think about it, I'd be like, damn, girl, you reset. You would have 10 and 17. You didn't reset. That's a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot for me.
Yeah. It's a difference. Even with um the age group between my kids is 13 years. And I felt like even though I've worked with kids for the greatest majority of my life, when I had this other kid in 2010, and I'm like, damn, y'all done changed everything. Y'all don't even do the formula the same. What the hell? And the thought of me being a new mother, like my anxiety through my pregnancy was through the roof. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was having some extreme anxiety issues. Like I went from being in my room where I could have the door closed to being in my room having to have my door open. I've moved my room from this side of the bed to in front of the door. It got to a point where I couldn't be in my room. I had to be in a straight open place. My job, which was a big old call center, my anxiety with the talking and everything going on, like I got to hit the lift, go on, hit that oxygen, go on, take me a walk, get my mind right. Sometime even here in the house, I'd be outside. It's 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm outside with my gown on, just trying to get life back together because I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Why is my anxiety? And when you call and you're at a point that you feel like you have that need for medication to help you through. And then they tell you, well, if you take this medication, it can affect the baby. And it's like they didn't just dump this bucket of guilt on you that you could potentially hurt your child or it can cause some kind of issues. And you're like, all right,
So
I'm good. I got it. And you like, some nights you like, I ain't got it, but I got it. So my anxiety was very bad during my pregnancy, even after a little while after. It was bad.
so is that anxiety or is that just stress?
Huh?
Is that anxiety or is that just normal stress?
No, it was my anxiety. That was anxiety. 110 it was anxiety because um everything just would trying to adjust. Like I went through the changes of 1 minute where I can get on the elevator to where I couldn't get on the elevator. And I'm like, oh no, bitch, we going over here. Like we're gonna take the upstairs today. Like it was stuff like that that I just couldn't. Like stuff was just set. Like I said, I worked in a call center for damn near 10 years. And when it got to that point, I'm sitting in my desk one day and I'm like, that anxiety hit, that chest, I'm like, oh, bitch, wait a minute. And they like, hey, you okay? You about to? And I'm like, no,
Mhm.
I'm just having an anxiety attack. I need to go take me a walk. And it was bad.
I hear you.
Yeah, for real. Anxiety ain't no punk. When you having a serious anxiety attack and it feel like you done been mule kicked in your chest,
You just had
you
gas. That's
think
all
you
that was.
having a straight heart attack. And that's what it scares you and make you feel like you're having a straight damn heart attack. And you feeling Fred Sanford is you got this like, hold on, say like, and then you go and you find out and they're like, no, you're having an anxiety attack. I'm like, feeling like that
You
for
just had,
real?
you just had gas. That's what that was.
You would
English.
know. You would.
Mm-hmm. You get gas bubbles in your chest. You ain't know that? Anatomy 101.
Whew, yeah, you can, but that wasn't what that was. I probably would have preferred gas in my chest than that anxiety attack.
No joke.
Yeah, that ain't no pump for real. So,
Yeah.
sir, your feedback.
You could tell he's clicking. He's trying to be fragile with it. Like, let me just, I don't know if I
Cause you
should.
can tell
Cause
that
he
you can just
wonder,
see it go like this.
go ahead and trigger us. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
Nah, I was no, cause what I'm gonna say, what is my question was gonna be, what is your definition of trigger?
Mm.
Because you describe what triggers you, but what is your definition of trigger?
Anything that can set me off and take me from the place that I was going down. A trigger for me is anything where I'm in an elevator and instead of going up, I just drop.
So
Ooh.
then, so how long is that though? Is it just like
Ooh.
that instant, or is it like over time?
It just depends. Like,
Yeah.
how
Because you can
fast
be
sometimes can you remove the trigger? Can the trigger be removed? And sometimes it's not always the same things that may trigger you. I
True.
have different triggers sometimes. It's not always the same stuff. If I'm already having a moment and somebody does something, it could set me off and send me down on that elevator, and now I'm in a bad place. But the same thing may not bother me maybe tomorrow or the day after. It really, it sounds crazy, but it just depends on where I already am
Yeah.
and how far it takes me down and how fast. Some stuff I can recover from, and I'd be like, and I get mad and I blow up, and then afterwards, and I have my moment and drink my water and do whatever I do to calm down. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. And people like, she bipolar. You see what she just went off, and then she want to come in here and act like it's cool. Yeah, I'm good. You good? I'm good.
Yeah.
So
so is
it
that
just
really? Are you
depends.
really addressing it, or are you just masking it now?
It's not masking it. It's me, whatever it may be. I feel like a lot of times I may need to remove myself from the situation, or
Yes.
maybe I just need to take a moment for me to just have that moment. Like, okay, say I'm having a bad day. I wake up in the morning, I'm on the wrong side. Soon as I get to work, thank you for calling. I ain't gonna say, how can I help you today? I've been trying to, and I'm like, whoa, here we go. Now you finna get my day started. You finna put me in a hole. I already started off. I'm having a bad day. I'm not where I usually am. And it's a Monday. And you calling me at 7:30 in the morning with your shit.
Yeah.
That may trigger me and start to send me a little downhill. So now what I need to do is finish this call, take an ox break, take a moment to go, snap back and get back in the groove.
Is that a trigger or is that burnout?
I don't think
You can be burnt out
it's
at your
not every
job,
day.
and the reason why I say that, the reason why I said that, because your first comment at the beginning was it was your job. Your job was a trigger. So the question is, and somebody said it in the comments too,
Yeah,
you could be
Francine said it in the
experiencing,
comments.
you could be experiencing burnout. But that's what I was thinking, and that's why when I was listening, that's the first thing that popped in my head. It's just you could just be burnt out with your job, and that happens. You could be
But
tired of that motherfucking job,
I
especially if
don't
it's a.
even think it's burnout. Because let's put another spin on it. If I had, say I had, I don't know, just I'll say 50. Say I had $50,000 in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank you for
No,
calling,
wait,
please.
no,
I-
that's chump change. That's chump change.
Let but
Let's
let's
couple
just
million,
it's
couple million.
I just
For
threw
real.
out a number, sir.
Thank
Look,
you.
you finna trigger me. You know
Go
what?
ahead.
Look, no, I'm just playing. But say I had, okay, let's talk to me. I got $100,000. Is that enough? Can I say 100,000?
But go ahead. I'm
No,
gonna let you
that's not
slide this
enough.
time. I'm gonna let you slide this time.
Look, let me. I got $100,000 in the bank. Somebody calls me first thing in the morning. I woke up. I may be on the wrong side of the bed, but I have a little something sitting there to where I feel better about the situation and what I'm going through, because I know if something happens, I have a little something, a little cushion to
Mm,
sit back on. I'm
that's
not stressed out knowing that if I don't keep myself together and I get fired, I'm finna be stuck in looking weak, if that makes sense. It may not be a whole bunch to keep me afloat for the rest of my life, but having that something back there where I can feel better.
yeah.
Does that make sense? It don't make sense to
Yeah,
you? He's
it
like,
makes sense because otherwise, you would with that change, that little change in the bank, you be like,
hello, look, that little change in
So
the bank.
then,
I'll be
so then,
like, I'm
it
gonna take
is.
Friday off. I'm gonna take Monday off. Better yet, I'm gonna take the whole week off, and I'm gonna see y'all the next week because I got my little change in the background, so I can take a whole week off and I'm gonna be good, so I can
mm,
regroup and get my mind in a
So
better
then it
place
is
to
the
come back to
job
work.
because then it is the job. The job is you are burnt out because if that was the case, it wouldn't matter how much money you have in the bank. Fix your face before I finish. It wouldn't matter how much money you have in the bank. You would still get some type of enjoyment of being at that place and not because yeah, being at your place of employment and not being there because you need a check. You feel me?
You kind of went out a little bit, but you said not just being there because I need a check.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Basically, the bottom line is I don't know why my mic acting up. I think
that's that
I'm,
Korean mic.
I'm about to say I think it's conspiracy.
Mm,
But it wouldn't matter if you had money in the bank. It would be like you'll be working there because you enjoy what you do.
mm.
So, and that's why I was saying, like, I really think you're burnt out, and you're not doing what you want to do.
That part. Can't
That's what I think. You're not doing what you really like, what you're passionate about, and
I,
that could be, and that could be the trigger. That could be the trigger there. And the reason why I'm saying that is because that's how I am. That's where I'm at right now,
mhm.
and
Yeah, me too.
it's frustrating because I'm here in this situation. One, I don't like an organization to have this much control over my life. Like
Ooh.
I honestly feel like a slave because like if they say, hey, we gonna send you here tomorrow, that ain't shit I can do. Yes, I'm boss and pack my shit up and leave.
Mhm.
And I dealt with it this long and I think more of the fact that I'm at 19, I'm so close to the end that it bothers me more. but it bothered me the whole time because, like, again, I did my best to control my career, but at the end of the day, they still had that thing like, hey, we could send you to bumfuck whatever, and then I can't be like, nah, I don't want to go. Well, I could and just suffer the consequences.
So it's safe to say that not having control or having kind of the short end of the stick is a kind of like a
Trigger for me,
trigger for you.
yeah. I don't like nobody else to have control over me. I really don't.
Understand? I feel that way as well. Not having control of a situation or
Hmm.
just not being in control is a trigger for me. And that's one of the things like when people say they smoke weed for their anxiety, their depression. First of all, everybody know I'm allergic like hell, so I ain't gonna do it. I don't give a damn. But that aspect to where I wouldn't be in control in the situation would be enough. That would mess me up. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I didn't realize it was an issue with me until my several near death experiences, and then I was like, oh, that's what this is about. Got it.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
you gonna
But
just hit us with that and then just put a period on it?
For real.
so so like okay, like one time, well, when was the first time? So it was during the deployment. Like so, y'all know you hear the stories about doing deployments. We used to get mortared and shit like that, and like get fired upon. I ain't gonna say mortared. Like
Okay. Now
sometimes
I'm
they
going.
mortar, sometimes they shoot mortar, sometimes they shoot small arm. But it was one of those attacks, and it hit me. I was like, I could die today, but I put myself in this situation. Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this right now. Hmm.
Got you.
I was like, wow.
Got you.
So
So go ahead.
it just kept building. Like when I said, hey, all right. So my next assignment, I said, I'm trying not to deploy. Guess what happened? I deployed. I was like, I mean, granted, it was a chill deployment, but to have to just uproot, like you get in a routine and have to uproot and move on. Yeah, that was my trigger, and that's why I think that's why I'm at now because I was so close to walking out the door. It's like, and matter of fact, we not only gonna move you, we gonna send you to another country. Hmm.
Mm.
So okay,
Yeah, I knew
but
that
anyway,
life wasn't for me. I ain't gonna even lie. They was trying to get me to. I knew that life wasn't for me. I avoided them like the
that's,
damn plague.
the funny story is growing up because I'm a military brat. My mother was in the military, and that what made me hate the military because she was always gone. I lived with my grandmother most of my life, grandparents most of my life. She was always gone, and I hated the military like with a passion. And they was trying to recruit me in high school. They were trying to
Yep.
recruit. They had it was so crazy. I was in the Marine ROTC, and the the leadership was like, "Man, you make a great Marine." Blah 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 blah. I was like, "Fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. I'm out."
Wow.
So, and it's funny because like everybody that know me when I first came in the military, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm in the army." They was like, "The army of what? The army of the Lord? What are you talking about? Like, what army?" I'm like, "The United States Army." I was like, they was like, "What United States Army?" Right. It was like, "What United States Army?" Matter of fact, my boy Noel to this day, when I told him that, he said, "Hell no, they got my dog." So,
Wow.
yeah, but
Wow.
so that's but back to that's my trigger. That's one of my triggers right now. And then
Can I do you like you do me? Or like you
yes,
do
ma'am.
us?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
with this, if you knew that was a trigger, what made you keep subjecting yourself? Because every so many years you gotta sign papers or tell them that, hey, I want to do this a little bit longer.
Okay, so what
What
made me
made you,
continue?
yeah, keep doing that? Like, if
Like
it's triggering you, why would you put yourself through that
situations in life.
again?
Situations in life. So
Okay.
the first time I re-enlisted, um, I was going through a divorce. I was Me and my son's mother were going our separate ways. So when I first re-enlisted, we were together and it was like, hey, we were planning this and da 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 da. And I was like, all right, cool. We want to buy a house. We want to do all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, all right, I'm going to re-enlist because I said I was going to get out. I told her I was going to do my own time and get out. And when I was deployed at the time and they was offering like 20 grand just to re-enlist. And I was like, shit. And it's tax-free? Bitch?
Sign me up,
So,
Mo.
right. So I'm like, and like I said, we had plans, but shit went downhill quick. And so thankfully at that time, uh I had re-enlisted. And like I said, that was divine intervention because I didn't know shit was going. I mean, I knew we was having hard times, but I didn't think it was going to go down like that. So I still had income. Um, the second time, the second time I did it is because I got promoted so fast. Like it was a rarity to make it to the level that I'm at now in 7 years. Being in the military 7 years, because it normally takes between they said, and you can look at the career tracker, and it'll tell you you will not make E7 until 10 to 14. Well, no, 12 to 14 years in the military. And I ain't gonna say most, a lot of the E7s, the senior leaders that I have met, they was on that path. I made it in 7. Got selected in 7. No, I got selected in 8 and pinned in 9 years. So I was like, shit, I'm at the top of the food chain, so I might as well just retire. And
Mm.
then the last time I did it, because I really like, even though I was at the top of the food chain, I was like, nah, I'm about to hang this shit up because I was in San Antonio going through shit, and I was like, I'm about to hang this shit up. And then I talked to my mom, then I talked to my son, and I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and at least lock something in for him, because like uh, worst case scenario, if something did happen to me, he would be straight. So,
Mm. That
Okay.
parental like a
yeah,
lookout, parental
huh?
lookout. I said that parental lookout, the stuff
Yeah,
you do for our
yeah.
kids.
Because like, and I learned a lot being in San Antonio as far as when it comes to the stuff that the military provides to uh to beneficiaries. Like if I was to pass away, if something was to happen to me on active duty, he the my beneficiaries would get close to $1 million off the rip. And it's like they get the first 100,000, 100 and something thousand in first 24 hours.
Damn.
So think of what other life insurance does shit like that.
Damn.
Right. And then not only that, they continue to get they'll continue to get my salary. They'll get that month, I want to say the following month's salary.
Okay.
Then on top of that, they'll get start getting my social security and all that stuff. So
Mm.
Okay.
I'm like shit. Okay.
I
So
can understand that.
Okay.
that's what made me stay. But yeah. And it was even harder this last time because I really hit a groove. Like I felt like I found my passion with coaching and watching these kids grow. And then they're like, nah, bro, you doing too good. You doing too much. Let me slow you down.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So does the slowdown of your passion affect you mentally?
Yeah, because it goes back to because I'm not doing something I want to do. I don't want to do this shit no more. I'm tired. I'm for real, for real. Like I'm being keep it 100. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I'm gonna say that. I'm burnt out of the military. Like fact for real. Like I was never a political person, and that's all I deal with politics.
Mhm.
I was never. I was a good behavioral health person wasn't a great one, but I did it out of necessity because that was my job. I I have my own issues to deal with, so I was like, it's hard trying to help other people get through stuff. And example was, um, I was deployed, and we were experiencing the same shit that the other folks. Matter of fact, no, we had been there longer, and folks had came that had just got there, and it was starting to quiet down, and they was complaining about all this other stuff, and I'm just looking at him like, bro, like the fuck you crying for? Like this is cake now compared to the way it used to be, and so yeah.
Got you.
Hmm.
So for
Wait,
people
hold on.
that
How the fuck? Wait, hold on. Stop. I just peeped that.
nope,
How am I
nope,
on?
because when you just
Hold
like
on.
you be doing us, it's
Nah.
your moment.
See
Because
how that works?
we
Mm,
see how the tables turn. I didn't turn them
nah.
and flip them over. Yeah, because
All right.
I'm finna hit you with
Oh,
it.
we can talk.
I
Go
know
ahead. I'm straight.
I'm finna hit you with it. So for on our last episode, our 7 o'clock episode, you were very transparent
Mm-hmm.
and you stated that you hit a point of being suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
What took you to that point?
Oh God, that was. It was a combination of a whole bunch of stuff. Um, it started with dealing with my ex and dealing with her, dealing because for whatever reason, um, she never. She said she never wanted a divorce, but she never wanted to fight. So, long story short, she blamed everything on me. So when I got to San Antonio, which is like an hour, because he was in Austin, they lived in Austin, which is an hour or something away. She made it hard as hell for me to see him, and like it'll go months. I shouldn't say months. Yeah, it'll be months before I like even talk to him. So that hit me hard. So I'm just like, damn, what the fuck? Like I didn't want to be here in the first place, but I came to try to be in my son's life. Then just just dealing with him with that situation, and then dealing with the job. Me and the OIC didn't get along, and I was just like, and it seemed like nothing I did worked. Nothing I done, not just at work, but dealing with him in life and everything. Nothing. It seemed like nothing worked, and so I was just to the point like, so what the fuck am I doing here then? And that's the crazy part about it is I had it in my head that he would be better off without me than with me because again, if I would have ended my life, he would have got paid. So he may have not gotten paid as much, but he still would have got paid. He still got taken care of. And that's one thing I commend the army for. Even with suicide, they do pay the dependents. Um, but like I said, like at the end of the day, like I just at that time I was like, I just hope shit got better. And it, and I looking back at it now, it I understand why like after that I acted the way I did, and I really was acting out because I was hurting so much inside, and I didn't understand it, but yeah.
Okay. So, Nika Pink, have you ever gotten to that point?
Um, no, I haven't gotten to that point. I've had a breakdown before, and it was so I forgot what it was, what I was going through at that time. I don't remember if it was like right after my grandmother passed or what it was, but I was supposed to be on medication. So I decided to walk to the CVS because my job, this is when I was working for the one we used to go to the dinner thing. So okay, so I was
Like
working
him.
for him. So you
I
know
like
how he
I like
was.
him. Yeah.
Strict,
He was
yeah,
funny.
crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I had my medications called into the CVS. The doctor was supposed to have them there. So I was just having like some really, really bad days and was like, shit, I gotta go over here to get my medicine. And I was already upset because of something that he had said to me. So I had walked to the CVS. And for some reason, when they told me my meds wasn't there, I lost my shit. I had a breakdown in the middle of fucking CVS. And it was bad, like really, really bad, to the point where I found myself on the floor by the bathroom crying uncontrollably. And instead of like the workers that was there, like calling the ambulance or trying to do something, the guy had came to me and he was like, if you don't get up right now, I'm calling the police. And that just fucking took me over the edge even more. So now I'm having this breakdown. I'm emotional, going through all this shit. And you say, and you see I'm going through this, and you're like, I'm calling the police. I just lost it. Like, by the time I could actually pull myself together enough, and one of my friends, she was in my top 5, and it was somebody that I work with. And she was in like my top 5 contacts, and I was like, okay, I gotta like try to do something to pull myself together, but I just couldn't. And I had called her and I was like, come get me. Come get me. And she's like, where are you at? I'm like, I'm at the store. By the time she got there, the police were walking in too. And instead of them calling, fucking trying to get me help, they called the law. And that's when I knew. I was like, these people don't give a fuck. Fuck what I'm going through. Fuck what I'm feeling. Fuck, I don't have my meds. And y'all just heard me come and tell y'all I need my meds. It's not here. Y'all didn't try to do nothing for me. Didn't try to call the doctor. Didn't try to do shit. Just tell me it's not here. And that was the first time I had ever had an episode to that extent. But had I not been in CVS, like, I don't know what would have happened. Like, I don't even know. Like, if I had not had that breakdown, and say I did break down, but I broke down outside West Avenue. We know how West Avenue is. I could have
Baby.
fucking got hit by a car, anything.
Yeah.
Because mentally, I just wasn't there no more.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the lowest places I had ever really been. And at that moment, I was like, okay, I gotta regain control because like they don't fucking care.
No, they don't.
And you don't ever want to put yourself in a situation where something happens. And I don't even know how I got from standing there asking for my meds to the bathroom on the floor, not in the bathroom, but by the bathroom on the floor, having a moment. I don't even remember what happened in between the two. And it was just, it was a bad feeling. I never want to have to go through that again, ever.
Um,
But I kind of knew what was happening, but like I said, not to that extent. Because the first time I was ever really diagnosed with anxiety and depression was I thought I was having a heart attack.
whew,
And
yeah.
I took myself to the hospital and told them, I think I'm having a heart attack. And I was diagnosed at University Hospital with having anxiety. And I was like, what? No, I don't have no anxiety. I'm gonna have a heart attack. Like my chest, I'm gonna die. I'm having a heart attack. Fuck you mean anxiety? I ain't got that shit. I got angina. My chest hurt. I'm gonna die. Don't tell me this is the shit. I don't know what y'all talking about. I know what I feel. I'm gonna have a stroke or something. Shit. But that's where I was first diagnosed. So yeah, man. Whew, it was a lot, man. Thinking back on it, I'm like, whoo, I almost had a moment. I pulled it together. I'm motherfucking deep. I don't do that crying shit. I don't do that shit. I'll be back. I'll be back. Cut the camera. No.
You had an R. Kelly moment.
Oh,
You had an R. Kelly moment. They
It's
trying to kill me.
over. We done. It's a wrap. Let's go.
oh my gosh. You know, I laugh because we holler we some G's, but we some crybaby ass.
What it used to be. I'm a motherfucking lion.
we
Meow.
What? You know what though?
Remember that?
Nah, but you know what? It's interesting to hear the stories, even though we didn't hear T's story. It's interesting to hear the
Did you
stories
just like low key throw me under the bus?
He did. He'll be back.
because we're coming from different backgrounds and different uh, regions of the country, but we all experienced it. So it's telling that it should be a sign that shit. Nobody's immune. Everybody's
No, not at all. Nobody's
yeah.
immune. Um,
So it should be commonplace.
should it?
Yeah, it should be. Like you should be have a safe place where you can go and be like, yo, this is what's going on. This is like case in point, like my situation. I should it should have been I should have been able to go somewhere and be like, yo, this is what I almost did. Like think about it. Like and out of all the people that I knew, I should have been able to like, yo,
You going
you
out.
off me today. Nah, I was saying about all the people that I knew at that time. I should have been able to like, yo, you almost lost me today. And it's sad because but I shouldn't say sad. Francine hit on something because um sometimes we don't want our friends or somebody close to us to be in that situation because it's gonna trigger you. It's gonna have
You
you
said
go
because it's
down
gonna
that road.
straight. What was that last part?
It's gonna trigger you
Mm,
because it's gonna take you down that path where you can just came from or could still be there
Hmm.
and you haven't either dealt with it or dealt with it properly
mm,
because
So
I truly believe that once you deal with something properly it's easy for you to help somebody else because it's like you already got the map of how to get out of it. And if somebody else is in that same situation, you be like, "Hey, all right, this is what I did." Blah blah blah. It may not be their exact answer, but it gives them some type of direction
mm.
versus just letting them sit there and stew.
so to what you just said,
Hmm.
where you felt like it should have been okay for you to have gone to someone or been able to say something. Is that more
Hmm.
that you felt like you couldn't do it, or because you didn't have the friends or support for you to do it too?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Actually, not a little bit. A lot of bit of both.
Mm.
Um, because I've always been the and everybody said I've always been the strong one. I'm always the one that everybody comes to. So for me, I felt like if I showed vulnerability or if I showed, hey, this is what I'm going through, then they probably wouldn't believe it. Then two, they'll look at me different. And then the flip side to that is the times when I did reach out. Like before I got to that point, the times when I did reach out, it went from from dealing with my issues to talking about theirs.
Ooh, them kind of friends. Ooh.
And I'm just like, but I called you to get this shit off my chest. But
Yes.
okay. I said,
Yes.
but okay, I'm gonna listen to you call and talk about your job and your relationship and all this other shit. Okay, cool. Go ahead. I just know I can't come to you.
Yeah, that is one of them situations, process of elimination. Real talk. And I'm considered the strong friend, everybody's go-to. Check on your strong friends, but I'm that person. I'm people's person and didn't know that I was so many people's person. And it's one of those things to where when you're having to talk one of your friends or one of your relatives down from suicide. Like
it's draining.
The first time that I had to do that, I think it was like a 20-hour process.
Yeah, it's draining.
I had
literally draining.
My kids. I literally had to be like, hey, mommy got to take this L, because I don't think that if I would have hung that phone up and something actually happened, that I could have been okay with myself.
It's a lot of pressure.
Lot. Yeah. And you don't want to say the wrong thing. Lord, you don't want to say the wrong thing. And that was my first time being in that situation. And I was just like, what do I say? I was like, you talking about under pressure? I was under pressure. Like, I was like, whoa, okay. Yeah. And I mean, true to the fact, it was just one of them situations where I also still had to be myself and be that for that person. Thankfully, that person is still here.
That's good.
And it's been some years, but even a couple of years ago, I had a family member that's dear to my heart. She just felt like she couldn't do it no more. She didn't want to be here. And for months, every day, first thing in the morning, hey, where we at today? How you doing? What do I need to do? What's up? Like every day, because this person was someone of value that I knew I didn't want to lose. For one, I kind of just got this person in my life, and I didn't want to lose this person. So, as I won't say my title to the person, because y'all will probably figure out who it is, but at that point, I knew that wasn't somebody that I wanted to lose, and I had to do everything I could to keep that person here. And she is still here.
So then, let me.
Yes, sir.
That kind of.
Which is one of the reasons why I was kind of mad at you. But we'll say that for another day.
Okay.
Are you populating the question? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. I'm go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all finish, because this is the conversation we probably should have had
earlier. Wait, you said this is the conversation we should have what?
Probably had earlier.
Oh, probably. Yeah. But that whole
it worked out the way it's supposed to work out.
Okay.
This is more of an intimate setting, even though we probably got a couple million people watching.
You breaking up?
Raggedy Korean Mike. I'm gonna need you to take that back.
Holy shit! Like,
send him. Can somebody please that's watching send Duriel a mic? Duriel needs a mic. Hashtag Duriel needs a mic. Duriel needs a mic. If you love the show, you want to help Duriel, let's get him a mic.
He just got that mic. On top of that, he just got the mic.
No made in China, no made in Taiwan, no made in Japan. Let's get this man an American made red, white, and blue mic.
I'm gonna get you one like mine.
Look here. Like, look, check this out. Y'all ain't gonna be talking crazy to me all day. we're gonna cut this short. But
But okay.
yeah, I forgot what I was about to say. Y'all some bullies.
You was about to have an intimate moment, but your mic wasn't trying to let you be intimate. So
my mic won't let me be great.
no, it wouldn't.
My mic, I hate it. That's why, because he knew I was about to say something profound.
You got a Kanye mic.
But nah, so but yeah, like I was saying, these are type of conversation that folks need to be able to have. Like it's sad that we can't. Like that's the sad part. I mean, and everybody I always like to go back to religion and stuff. But if you look at the Bible, Jesus had a posse. Jesus had homeboys he could talk to.
Posse on Broadway.
So yeah, so again, he cried.
Yeah.
Jesus cried. We always joke, "Oh, Jesus wept. Jesus wept." Well, shit, that's telling you something. You better than Jesus? I mean,
Ooh, I was about to say something. I'm gonna hold it.
no, speak it, spit.
So you just said Jesus wept,
Mm-hmm.
but men be scared to cry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the eyes for?
Because I'm trying to understand where men have, like you said, are you better than Jesus? If Jesus cried, why are men scared to cry?
No, because we have been brainwashed
Brainwash.
to believe that real men don't cry.
Mm.
We have been told from the first time we could pee straight, you better not cry. You fall on your face. You done took off half the skin on your face from riding down the street. And the first thing out of somebody's mouth, you better not cry. You better not cry. Wipe that dirt off your face. Right or wrong?
Because I got it too, even as being a female. I got it too.
Right or wrong? You better not cry.
My mama didn't do all that crying and all that. That was weak. So
You get upset.
Poor little black sheep.
Yeah. You get upset because something happened in school. You better not cry. What you crying for?
Yeah.
What you crying for? And Neil said it earlier. I'm gonna give you something to cry about.
I was just gonna say it. Yeah.
Like, well, shit. So if you finna give me something, what the fuck just happened? How am I supposed to talk about this?
Yeah, and that's true. And I think I think that as we growing up in childhood, you wasn't allowed that outlet in a lot of situations to express yourself, and that buildup happens, and then you do fall into the depression situation. Because granted, and to answer your question from earlier where you tried to throw me under the bus, I've never been to a point of being suicidal. I have experienced extreme levels of depression, like depression where you are crying and don't know why the hell you crying. You just sitting there and the tears are flowing like somebody that died in your family, and you don't know why you're crying, and it just sporadically happens here and here and here. And when you're at a point where you don't understand what the hell is going on, and you try to explain to somebody, and everybody looking at you like you an alien, like, bitch, what's wrong with you? The only person that could relate to me was my dad. And the funny thing was the only person that could relate to him was me. So we was in this crying little old spell together. Like I tell anybody, my anxiety off chain. Like that's why anybody be trying to crack jokes. That's why I ain't got my ass on no plane. Because I'm like, ooh, I can be up in there and have a goddamn anxiety attack. They gonna be hauling my ass off somewhere. Like,
nah, they gonna tase you and then put you in the back with some handcuffs on and duct tape your mouth shut.
I keep my ass on the ground because handcuffs and duct tape and that don't.
They do that on the bus too.
Handcuffs don't sound. I ain't stay my ass right here in San Antonio. I'm good. Next, anyway, but to be at those levels, like at the discussing where, and it seems like even from the last show and the show before, everybody is in a healing place. Everybody's trying to heal, maybe from childhood trauma, not holding grudges or whatever. My anxiety started very, very young in age. Like I remember my dad getting married and me being sick for a week. And they doing every test. Like I'm drinking this damn chalk. It tasted good back then. I'm drinking this chalk like it's chocolate milk. Every night for a week, I'm at the emergency room because I couldn't keep anything down. And the doctor's like, man, we done ran all these tests. We done took blood work. Nothing is wrong with her. And he's like, man, it gotta be. She can't keep nothing down. Like she hurling everything. Like she can't eat. You know, the little bit we can't get in is coming right back out. And then about that time, I threw the chalk up on the doctor's shoe. Yeah. So back then, they didn't diagnose it as such as anxiety. They just said I had stomach problems. No, that shit was anxiety. And it was bad then. I remember just growing up through childhood what that felt like in my stomach. But it was anxiety.
Yeah.
Everybody know I got insomnia like hell. I don't sleep. So that night owls.
And you know what? I think that. Do you think that plays into some of your anxiety and your emotional state? The fact that you don't sleep,
Yeah.
that fact
I
that you're a vampire.
need you not to be taking my questions because I was going to ask that question. But yes, I do believe that is a factor. Getting adequate sleep, I believe, is a factor.
So then,
So let me go ahead before you come knocking on my door. Make sure you knock on yours too.
I sleep. I get an average of 4 to 6 hours of sleep. What wrong with your eyes?
When that happen,
What wrong with your eyes?
I'm ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm trying to just make sure that you okay because somebody's sleep pattern is pretty similar to mine. Then wasn't he up the other day and we was like he should have been asleep and he I couldn't sleep.
Y'all asked me a question. I answered the question. That's rude not to answer the question.
I'm cranky if I get 7 hours of sleep, I'm pissed off because I need that extra. I need every second, every minute.
Oh,
I need it all.
yeah, I want
I
to.
don't see how you run it out 4 to 6. You know what type of bitch I would be with 4 to 6 hours of sleep,
So that's your trigger. No trigger.
baby. Let me not get. You know what? You right. Somebody woke me up from a nap today, and when I tell you, I was mad as hell earlier because I was supposed to sleep before this podcast, and I was woken up. When I tell you it was right here, it was right here because I won't.
You had the drool coming. Don't tell me you had the
It
drool.
was right here, and before it could fall, it was. And I got woke up, and I had a moment. I was mad as hell. I coped though.
Funny.
I coped. I coped. Don't judge me.
You in the
What
damn
is
box
that?
of cookies? Box of damn cookies from McDonald's. That's the McDonald cookie crackhead.
I
McDonald's
coped.
cookies like that?
I coped, and when I tell you I coped, it was great. Don't judge me. And whoever watching, unless you got a solution, have a cookie or don't judge mine. Hit the comments with a solution, and
I was
it could
just
be a
gonna
good
say
one.
we do have something in the comment from Jennifer.
Oh, here we go.
This is Miss Password. I love Jennifer. So Jennifer said the strong people especially need that support person that they can go to and yell that password so they know to listen. So spin off of that because she already hitting on my next question that I was planned to ask. Who's your person? Or persons if you're that blessed to have a S on persons, don't look what you got your face to for.
So we thinking.
Damn, y'all got
Hey,
it through
okay.
that hard. Y'all look like y'all doing
I have
calculus.
I have a triple threat, but let me tell you, I have a triple threat. We ain't even gonna play. You know, you one of them. You one of them. But I try to be mindful of the type of stuff that I go to you about, because it's like, okay, I don't want it to
Pineapple.
set you off. So I try to be mindful. My second person, because my eldest is going into adulthood, so a lot of stuff I take to her for experience, um, for understanding, and let her know, because she got her own shit going on. So I want her to know that everybody has moments, everybody's human.
Yes.
Mama goes through shit too. You don't see me when I'm in the
Mm,
bathroom and I'm crying in the tub and come out my eyes red. I'm like, I just washed my hair.
you
Don't
got
need to know
you
all
got
that.
shampoo in your
It
eye.
happens,
Mm-hmm.
but I have those conversations with her. Another big person that was big in my life was my grandmother. That was my go-to person
Mm,
until the day she passed away. That's why I took it so hard. Because whether it was family shit, work shit, boyfriend, baby daddy shit, whatever you want to call it, Granny had an answer, and I valued
man.
everything she said, because it was like she was real with it. Like
Yeah.
she didn't sugarcoat it. She was truthful and she was honest, and wasn't one to just tell me shit because that's grandma's, this is grandbaby and I want her to feel good. She was honest.
Yes.
And Granny's not here no more. But
Sweet pea was
my
she was
my
chilling.
last
You know.
person is my aunt. She took over now. So I go to her about stuff too. Not as much, because sometimes she's a little modest. I don't think sometimes she ready for my shit and shenanigans. But if only she knew, she'd be like, what what's Norm in that picture with the wig? And he like,
Yeah, yeah. I was like, what? And I see that. I agree with you on that. It's something about a grandmother. Now, granted, all grandmothers ain't the same. I'm going to get that out there.
yeah.
My
Disclaimer.
grandmother was simply amazing. And I think it took me until a few months ago to realize that I had not properly grieved her not being here.
Huh.
Mm,
And she's been gone 95. She wasn't even here for my graduation. And that was one of those big milestones in my life that I wanted her here for. Even like my children. Um, I wish they had that benefit of having such an amazing grandmother, because
mhm,
she was in the trenches. She was down. Like, we climbed trees, we ran around, we did everything. And my grandmother had few different times she had cancer. And the last time it just kind of took her out. But as much as I miss her, and I was like, damn, people would say it get better with time. And I'm like, next person say that, I'm gonna slap them because they're a lie. For me, it hadn't. Because the older I get and the more trials that I was going through, I needed her, because that was that sound advice. That was that advice. She had an answer for everything. And then when you're
mhm,
needing that and you don't have that mentor, like older person advice, you crave it a lot. And just for the life, I think, just because for me, I need her. She's irreplaceable. So not having that replacement for her still has me grieving, and I
mhm.
just now getting to the part of grieving, of starting the grieving, because I hadn't done it.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
feel lost. It's like you
Very.
feel like, what do I do now? Because
Yes.
you don't have that person, and it's like, what do I do? Where do
Yeah.
I go now? What do I do?
Yeah. And she was a very big force in my life. My grandmother for me was bigger than my mom and my dad. She was just all purpose for me. So not having that replacement, it's like, man, I miss that woman. Like, I still have moments. My birthday, shit, I cried all day on my birthday. I didn't want to do shit. Nothing went right, and that was just a set off. And in the end, it was like, I miss her. Like,
Yeah.
I miss her. I can admit that. So, man, hey, you don't get too many Stella McIntyres in your life, and she was just that person that was irreplaceable for me. So, yeah,
Yeah.
just yeah.
Ooh,
So I know that feeling with you, Mr.
I
Sweet,
do.
but
Oh man.
she was just amazing. I love me some Sweet Pea.
I'd be like, and I'm kind of like with you a little bit, cause with my grandma, I went to the wake, but I just couldn't do the funeral. I worked the day, I want to say it was the day of the funeral. I worked and I worked and I just worked. And I never took a moment to just grieve the loss. To where even now sometimes I can just think about her and I just have a complete
Yeah,
freaking meltdown. And the only thing that has really, really helped me over the last couple months is now being spiritual. And anybody that's spiritual knows that aspect of it. But for me to be able to have my altar and venerate my loved ones that have passed and, give thanks to them, I feel like I'm still connected. So I'm handling the loss a lot better than I did prior to going into the phase of my life where I am now. Because now I feel like, I'll just go and sit down in my house and I'm like, so granny, having a conversation.
yeah,
And a lot of people don't get that. And that's a whole nother story, but they don't get it. They don't see it. They don't understand it. Um, but it helps me
yeah.
stay grounded and it helps me mentally bring myself from that bad place to a better place.
So with that
So,
being said, go ahead.
and saying that, what other things did you do to get you?
I'm gonna need you to stay out of my yard because I was finna ask that question.
Oh, my bad. All right, go ahead then. I'm gonna shut up.
No, you good. You know we be on the same page, so you good.
He was asking you,
No, he was asking you.
but you gonna go first.
So for me, people that know me know that music is my therapy. That is my healing. I rock music all day. I be at work. I'm a hit. I be trying to tune out the world. Music is my feel good. Um, Next to that, as you stated, being spiritual. Oh, see, my damn incense didn't even went out. I'm an incense whore. I would like my incense to change a mood, to change the atmosphere real quick. Um, Meditation has been something that I've added since being spiritual as well. That's like my vent. If I gotta sit in front of my altar and cry me a river just to woosah, that's a point in an area where I can and just let it go. Because normally I'm in this space by myself. So I can just let it go. Um, Talking to y'all's behinds. Because I talk to y'all so much. um, it's that woosah for me as well. Um, Something motivational. Um, I know my male bestie sends me a lot of motivational stuff. I get a lot of motivational stuff from Marcus. I listen to his morning motivations, kind of help sometimes my mindset. And because they always usually on point. They always usually hit where my man I am at the time. Being with my kids. My kids is like, I don't know. It's like sometimes they just know you it's something that you need and they do it because Santi he'll crack a joke and It sometimes could be corny, but it would just like tickle the shit out of me because I know in some way he feels my energy and he knows it's something that I need. So
Mhm.
being amongst my kids, that just does something to me. So those are my self care, whatever. Now my candles or whatever, just boost on to get my mind right. So
Get
yeah,
your Erica Badu on.
yeah, because it be necessary. I mean, like Fran said on the last episode, you got to get your sage, your palo, and change that energy. Cause some people just be carrying that bullshit and shenanigans, and some people just be doing too much. And I burn it. Y'all be thinking I be playing. I burn incense, especially on the weekends, baby. I burn incense all day. I got boxes of incense. I am an incense whore. I burn my incense. Florida water, Palo, whatever. I got it. For real. I got
It helps.
incense for everything. Like real talk. I got incense for everything. Real talk. So Shanika, gonna answer the question.
Um, I'm like you. Shoot, I kind of tap dance on it a little bit. I have my little space that I go to where I have my moments. I won't even lie. I've been kind of slacking lately because I've been involved in other things. My passion for is gardening. I love gardening. I love
Yeah,
plants. So my
you're a
therapy,
you're a plant whore.
yes, and I love it. Shoot, I will go and plants. I got about 40 plants, maybe more downstairs. I got plant. Yes, I
No,
do.
she
And
got like her whole downstairs, it like kitchen area is like
jungle.
That's what I'm about
for
to say.
real.
So you got the Wild Kingdom in there?
I
Yes,
got yes, and the
but
kids is the animals.
they're
That's
I'm
so
about to say
pretty.
in the jungle, the mighty
yes,
jungle.
all of that. All of that.
Wee!
So did he just have a moment?
Yes.
He did. Like, okay, right. Okay.
What? That's where I go,
Okay.
right? That's how I
Yeah.
go, right?
That's how
Okay,
I
good shit.
That's how it go.
go. Okay. Um
One in Kumba.
look, he gonna watch that when we get off.
For real.
Damn sure
He
is.
gonna watch it.
I already got it on Disney Plus.
He gonna all right. So we know
Disney
what's about to
Plus is
happen.
Disney Plus is the devil, by the way, because
Wow.
that's addictive. Maybe having all the old school cartoons, the real cartoons, Disney Plus is addictive.
Something about hearing Disney, I just don't like with that bullshit Walt Disney gave us as little girls with that false bull. That's another show. Maybe one day, or I don't know. Fuck Walt Disney. I ain't with that shit. I ain't with.
Okay, that just went over my head, so I don't know what happened. I'm gonna just let that go.
No. Mm-mm. We'll talk. We'll talk about that at the after
Yeah, because
show.
I'm like, shit.
So,
Yeah.
what
Right
is
on.
yours?
What on my list of what?
Your self care. What do you do besides
That's part of
cooking?
my that's part of my goddamn problem. Um, cooking and eating.
I just said besides eating.
Well, shit.
We know that's a given.
Hey, uh, like I started back working out. I used to, you know what I used to do?
Ooh,
I need. They don't make them like they used to.
what?
I used to sit there and just watch cartoons.
I know they don't. I like the
They
old.
don't like some of these cartoons. You got to have a damn college degree to understand.
No, you
And I'm
don't.
just like,
You gotta be
I,
trifling because some of them is not friendly.
yeah, no, I could like Family Guy, my shit. When I had a rough day, I used to sit there and just watch Family Guy and The Simpsons. Now all these other little crazy shit. Now I'm just like, what?
Because I can sit up and
Yeah.
watch Tom and Jerry. Like,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
But that used to be my joint. I might watch that today. Or my Tom and Jerry marathon.
Usually when they play them back to back, and it's funny because Santi actually watches Tom and Jerry with me.
Yep.
And he'll post up,
Mm.
I mean, your cartoon is on. He'll flip it on there. We got our popcorn. We chilling.
Mm.
Now you going a little too far with the popcorn. It ain't a movie. It's supposed to be watching Tom and Jerry with. Tom and Jerry's supposed to be with a bowl of cereal.
Okay. Yeah,
I
I can see that.
but my
Yeah.
son does not eat
Tom
cereal.
and Jerry is a bowl
So
of cereal
therefore I have to negotiate
with
and
popcorn.
we have to
All
come together for the common good and it's
right.
popcorn.
Me. I need some plants because shit, I'm running out of. I feel like I'm running out of oxygen in here.
Oh Lord. You got
I
that.
can help you with that. We can
Shit,
get you ordered. We can get you some plants there. You actually got all the good plants too. You know what? We need to talk after the show because they got some pie monster.
Uh-oh.
After the show, we'll talk about that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we gonna table that. Look, we gonna table this to the point where I'm finna write it down so I don't forget.
That's what he be doing. Okay, so we went over triggers, we went over self-care, we went over your person. Have y'all set y'all password?
Yeah, Kool-Aid.
Matter of fact, you ain't said who your persons are.
Because that's none of your business. None of your business. Business.
Oh, that's what we doing today? Bet. Watch. Anyway, so yeah, I know me and you ain't set our password. Me and him set our password the episode, but I don't think me and you set our password.
No, I ain't got a password. We just start talking.
True that, but
We start talking. Yeah,
Your password. Your
think
password would probably be like girl, and that'd be it. And then she just shut
it
up.
really kind of
the girl or tell me why or did you know? Tell me why this mother something like that.
Big.
That one.
See?
But you know what? I think for us, I noticed he like certain stuff. We'll hit messenger, we'll hit text messages, but I noticed with us if it's serious like that, we grab the phone.
Yeah, because
So if that phone ring, it's like, oh, this is some shit right here.
It's like we catch the tone. Like we could be messaging, especially like if we're working. We can be messaging and we catch that tone. We like, wait a minute, hold on.
This is a phone call. Let me call her. What's up? Let's finish this.
Yes.
We probably need a word though. We could get a word.
We got the PJ said we got a lot of them.
Yeah,
but
y'all just gave out like 30.
We need to maybe shorten it to where it ain't so many. We gonna get old one day, and maybe we gonna have
that's the wrong one.
remember. So it's gonna have to be something short where we can
get it tattooed on your forehead.
Something.
Okay, we'll work on that. We'll put that on our
something.
Y'all gonna get a tattooed on your forehead? All right,
No.
all right, Amber Rose.
You need some more tats though, for real. I need to go get.
That's your addiction.
No, it's not.
I thought about getting me a.
I only have 4 tats. How is that an addiction? I have 4 tats.
That's a good release though. Tattoos is an amazing release when you just in a bad place. Getting that ink makes you just feel.
Are you using the pain to mask what you feeling?
It feels.
Nah, it feels good. Remember, y'all gave me the hardest time about a tattoo. Remember that? Like the whole
y'all are using
pain.
Because you was being scary.
I don't like needles. So I wasn't scared. I just don't like needles. And y'all gave me the hardest time about that.
Okay,
and now look at you.
Children, we're getting off topic. Children.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm sorry. Pull it back together.
Tattoos are self-care.
It's therapeutic?
Yes.
Oh, okay. If tattoo is self-care, then what about piercings?
It's whatever you like.
Okay, what about what is it? BDSM.
If that's what you like. Not for me, but if that's what you like.
That seemed like that may be a trigger because you get somebody that got PTSD, but depending on what it is, you might fuck around and lose your life.
But hey, no.
But okay.
Yeah, that ain't on my list for self-care.
Yeah, I'm good on that one.
I'll stick with the tattoos. I do need another one though. Okay, so what do y'all think about depression tats?
About the what?
Depression tats.
I know that it was.
What is it? The who what?
I learned something today. Depression
tats. So depression tats are tats like, remember we were talking about the semicolon?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people get the semicolon various places at the
Oh,
spine. Those are considered depression tats. Like,
Really?
seriously, there's different ones. There's like the one where it says, um, I'm okay. And it could be flipped to where it flips around and whatever. Like it's some really cool tats. That's something y'all might need to look at. But that depression tats are cool. I have a depression tat and I love my depression tat.
really? I
I
don't
do.
think I want that on me.
My depression tat. This is my depression tat.
Oh, that
Hmm.
entire tat.
Yeah, this is my depression tat.
Let me get a teardrop
Interesting.
right here. Get a couple teardrops.
Don't that mean you killing folks when you get a tattoo or get the teardrop? Are you
I don't know
killing
how many
part of
bodies I
yourself?
got.
Oh, shit. I ain't no killer, but don't
We
be.
finding out a lot about Burial tonight. He
Man,
doing
whatever.
legals and illegals. He used to
Hey, hey,
rather.
hey,
Now
hey,
he's talking about
hey, hey,
teardrops
hey,
and shit.
That's
hey, hey.
something. We might be
Okay,
talking
we gonna drop it though for
check.
the people pick you up.
That check might be real big if we turn him in.
She trying to get paid.
Boy, y'all ain't shit. I swear. Boy, y'all ain't shit.
Man,
Y'all ain't shit. Just go ahead and kick a man when he down. Just go
Never that. We love you. Never that. But we got to
ahead.
give you a hard time because you give us a hard time too. So
Now I keep everybody honest. That's what it is. I
that's
keep
what you're
everybody on
gonna
the up and up. Yeah, yeah,
do.
yeah.
Okay. So on the note, as we have spoke about, if you feel like you have some type of mental illness or you're not really sure, please go get checked out. Do not be ashamed. This is one of them times you don't listen to your mama or your daddy or your great auntie because a lot of them don't believe in therapy and everything else. But it's okay. It's okay to be okay. It's not okay to not be okay. Real talk. Um,
You just messed that whole statement up. But
did
okay.
I was trying to get
Yeah.
it right. I was in my mind. That
You just
mouth
messed
was
that
right.
whole thing up.
You know
Like
what?
I'm
just
glad
do it
this ain't no
again. Do it
commercial.
again.
I'm,
Just say
we
it
gotta be
again.
like
We'll pretend
cut
like it
take
didn't
two.
happen. Take
Cut take
two.
two. And action.
But it's not okay to not be okay. Like
Mhm.
get
It's
you
okay to not be okay.
yeah, there you go.
That's what no, you said it's not okay to be not okay and not okay to be okay. And then we was like, what? Okay.
But you knew what I
we
was saying, so the message
no,
still
we got the okay part. That's it. Yeah. But anyway, go
yeah.
ahead, continue.
Anyway,
Mhm.
but yeah, definitely do that. Matter of fact, I need to post that what's the name in this chat because I posted it
Yeah,
in
while she's posting stuff, there's a lot of resources out there that you can reach out. They're free. There's phone numbers that you can call. There's um places that you can go where there's an in worst case scenario, the ER, the emergency room. They are equipped to handle any type of behavioral health. They always have behavioral health staff on standby. So don't be afraid to reach out for help. And it's okay to reach out for help because you're dealing with an abnormal situation. You're dealing with the chemical the chemical imbalance and blah 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 blah. You just dealing with situations and you just need that assistance, that helping hand to help you get to the next and move on to the next and get over this so you can be that voice, so you can be that person that everybody knows like, hey, if he can do it, if they can do it, I can do it. Because I promise you somebody's watching you, and if they're seeing that, hey, if these people can get through this situation, then I can do the same thing. So
Definitely agreed.
definitely. So before we close out fully, how do y'all feel about medication? I mean, Neeks, I know you kind of put yours out there with the medication, but how do you feel about taking medication?
That was short lived for me.
I
Yeah,
It
think
was
it.
it was it was short lived. I took myself off because I learned how to manage what I was going through, and I learned my triggers, and I learned what I had to do to keep myself from getting to that point. So I was managing those triggers. Um, I couldn't, of course, I can't eliminate all of them. Some of them I have to deal with them, but it's not as many as I used to have. And I don't need medication for it anymore. I haven't had any episodes in years. So I'm thankful for that. Definitely thankful that I have outlets, and I've changed my lifestyle to be able to do and be who I've always wanted to be. That has taken a lot of that anxiety and depression off me. Um, I live my life like for other people and what they wanted me to
Mm.
do and who they wanted me to be and what they wanted me to have, and trying to live up to their expectations and what they wanted from me was a lot. And once I came from under that and started living for me and doing what made me happy and stop worrying about what somebody else is going to say I should be, what somebody else is going to say, or how I should be living my life, or what I shouldn't be doing, or how many kids I shouldn't be having, or what job.
Mm.
This is my life. Let me do my thing. You've done your thing. You got your shit going on. Let me figure out my way. So I don't have to worry about the medication. I don't take it. It was good while it lasted, but I just don't need it anymore.
And that's me as well. The medicine actually made me feel worse. Um, I was just sick to my stomach all the time and couldn't eat. I didn't like that feeling. And I'd gone through that wonderful course of finding the medication that they felt or you feel works for you. It might have worked, but I felt like shit. Like literally felt like shit. And I really didn't want to get out of bed. I haven't been on medication in a long time. Prescribed medication, I haven't been on medication in a long time. Um, Now, when I do feel like I'm stressed enough where it may start triggering my depression, I do take herbal medication, not weed, because I've seen Mr. Lawrence
I'm about to
take
hit you.
weed, but I don't do weed. I do take
Weed.
herbal supplements that
Mary
work to
Jane.
your mental behavioral stuff, and I can take that and be okay without feeling bad like I was on prescribed meds. And
Hmm.
that's a serious thing to say for a person that's has pharmacy technician background. But I will take that. There are other options. Some they may work for you, they may not. For me, it's fine. I wasn't never on medication on a long period of time, 3 months maybe, and then my doctor would take me off because I knew as well as he knew. He knew I could tell him when I needed it. So it was only maybe 3 months then, and then I was off till I felt like I needed it again, and that worked for me because long term just is not the thing for me. So I do take, like I said, herbal supplements to combat stress, depression. Sometimes I do take it for insomnia, but I'm a mama bear, so I'm always on night watch with my baby. So most of the time I don't take the night version because I'm really bad off. But that's just where I am with it. Sir, how do you feel?
It depends on a couple things. One, if you needed, then yes, I believe in it. But if it's not needed and there's other things you can do, then I say try the other things first. Like use it as a last resort. Because again, there's so many side effects and stuff that come from
Yeah,
the medication
that part.
that you'll be on medication just to deal with the side effects. Then you'll be on another medication to deal with the side effects of that medication.
Yeah.
How it just goes downhill from there. And then a lot of times, like somebody said earlier, that folks don't know how medication is gonna react with certain ethnicities. Like
Yeah.
example, the high blood pressure medicine that
The Benepril.
yeah, they was
Mhm.
prescribing, they were handing that shit out like damn Skittles.
Candy.
Come to find
Yeah.
out it was bad for African American.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There was a Advair inhaler that was like that. And a lot of people didn't catch on the Advair commercial, the Advair discus. When it first came out, it had a disclaimer that ran across the bottom. And it said that it was not healthy for African Americans to take. But guess what they was giving all the African Americans? All the black people was on Advair discus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most def.
mhm.
So big time. So I guess we kind of already did our little outros per se. We had a long night. We didn't did 2 episodes back to back, 2 long episodes. So we good. Um, Next week topic is the gunslingers, right?
No,
Oh,
Gunslingers is last
ah,
week.
we
We
got
got the
um
breakup breakup confessions.
breakup confessions.
Uh, This
Oh,
is my confessions.
yes,
Ursula, baby.
that topic. That's
So it's like so basically what we doing is being petty. Let's call it what it is. We want you to come with the dirt, the tea, or whatever you want to call it.
petty.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I could just be honest about the breakup. I mean, if it was my fault, his fault, our fault.
I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on both of y'all to say it was my
I
fault.
would
I'm
like
waiting on
to
that.
call it
I'm
Wait,
waiting
public
on that. I'm waiting
therapeutic
on that.
information.
I'm waiting on that.
you waiting for us to say that it was our fault in the breakup?
Uh-huh.
Why?
Uh-huh.
Why is that? We're lovers. We're not fighters. What do you mean? I
Make
take
my life go.
I take ownership in my shit. So
See, I turned out the light, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I did. I ain't worried about
You know what
you.
that mean, right?
Yeah, we finna eat. We finna have a Zoom date, a 3-way Zoom date.
Oh, she being petty. Get up. Get up.
Woo!
I was gonna say, but I'm not gonna say because I probably shouldn't say. Good day.
All right. So we'll close it
Bye.
out. We'll see y'all for next week's episode of
Oh
that's
shit, my light won't come on. Oh shit.
what you get. Breakup
Oh
confession.
my god. All right.
So have a good night. We thank y'all for supporting us as usual. And we'll see y'all on next week. We out.